Hello, my dear friends. It's next biology, and we are going to discuss about the very important topic of 12th class, that is codominance. What is the meaning of codominance? Co means what? Combined, means together. Dominance means when a character is combined by two different allele, then it is called the codominance. Let's start the lesson, and this concept is very important for the 12th class exam, 12th class board exam. That's why I will try to clear about the very clear concept on codominance. Let's start. The two constructing forms of a gene is called allele. Allele means in simple meaning two constructing character, or it is a different form of gene. Suppose we will try to understand. Take the height of the plant. In the height of the plant, what you will take? It is a tall or it will be dropped. It is a tall or it is a short height. These two characters represent the height of the plant. The tall height is a dominant. That's why what you represent? We are represent in a capital T. Capital T we are representing as a tall. That means dominant. And drop, one short height, it is represented by the small t. Then what? When they will in combined form in the F1 generation, we know F1 generation what? When the parents will cross, the first generation is called the F1 generation. The F1 generation, always what will happen? When they will combine generation in F1 generation, they will be the capital T and small t. This capital T and small t, what about the plant? Plant become the tall. Plant become the tall. Why it is tall? Because the capital T is a dominant character and it will dominate over the small t. Because we know the small t is the character for the short height and the capital T become the dominant of that. That's why that plant become the tall. Here the dominant character is able to express its character, but the recessive is unable to express its character. That's why the plant become tall. Now come to, and suppose you see, take the example of the seed. If you take the example of the seed size, somewhat it is a round. Round means we are represented by the R, which is a dominant, and the small r, which is the recessive. That means this dominant color but dominant character is dominant over the recessive character. Recessive character, if you take the size of the seed, then it become round and wrinkled. And round is represented by the capital R and wrinkle is represented by the small r. And round character is dominant over the wrinkled. That's why when they will combine in the F1 generation, what we can write? Capital R, small r. And this seed become round because the capital R become dominant over the small r. Now we will read. Presence of more than two alleles. Suppose one here two alleles we know, means two form of the gene. Here also we know two forms of the gene. Here how many? Two. Here how many? Two. But if it is more than the two, then we call it as a multiple allelism. Why we called multiple? Means many. Allelism means allele. More than two allele. Then we call it as a multiple allelism. Then who contain the multiple allelism? It is our blood group. Do you know our blood group controlled by a gene that is called the I? It is the three forms. One is capital I, and on the up we write A, which is a dominant character. Capital I, and on we write B and a small I. If you clear about this, capital A, capital B here and small I, capital I, small I, because these are the three genes which control our blood. What is the blood grouping? You know, when we are reading about the blood grouping, A, B, C, D. This A, B, C, D blood grouping is due to the presence of this gene IA, IB and small I. These are the three alleles or gene forms which make our ABA blood group. All of you clear? One is most important thing what you remember here. The presence of more than two alleles for a gene is known as the multiple allelism. Where it is present? Is present in the ABA blood group. And what are the genes which is control our blood grouping? That is capital I, capital I, small I, capital I and capital IA, capital IB and small I. These are the three genes which control our ABA blood grouping. All of you clear? Now you are going to other concept. Hello my dear. Now we will try to understand how the codominance works. The plasma membrane of RBC. If you see the RBC is a oval shape or biconcave shape. If its plasma membrane have one structure comes out due to the presence of polymer of sugar, then it has a sugar polymer. Sugar polymer means the sugar molecules combine to form a big molecules, that is called the polymers. The alleles of IA and IB produce slightly different form of the sugars. Here what you know, we know that we having the three alleles or different forms of the gene. What are that? IA, IB and small I. These are the different forms of the gene. These are the different forms of the gene, that is called allele. And in these two you are writing in the capital letter, means these two are become dominant. This represent by the small letter, that's why it is recessive. But when we will see the plasma membrane, which is made up of the sugar polymer, this is the plasma membrane and it produces the sugar, it is made up of the sugar polymer, which is produce the different form of the sugars, which is slightly different. Which produce the gene IA, gene IB produce the slightly different sugars, whereas the small I won't produce any sugar. Are you clear? The IA and IB are different, produce the different sugars, where the small I doesn't produce any sugar. Now we will try to understand how it is considered with the codominance. Suppose a parents having the blood group A. A represent means what? A means it should have the IA gene, then only it will represent A group. And a small I, it is a recessive character, that's why it shows the dominant. And what is the gametes are produced? It produces the two gametes, IA and small I. These are the two gametes produced by the blood group A. If they are become the heterogeneous condition, heterogeneous means both are different from each other. Suppose one person having the IA, what is this blood group? It is also A only, but thing is that it is homogeneous or homozygotic, we can tell. But because both are same, that's why homogeneous, it is heterogeneous or heterozygotic, like that. Because two gametes are produced, that's why heterozygotic. Because IA is different from the small I. Now it is a blood group B. In this blood group B, IA and small I is there, and they are become the, what are the gametes are produced? IB and small I. IB is a dominant over the small I because small I is recessive. Now we will make a chart to understand what is their offsprings. How we will predict their offsprings. Suppose it is a male, it produces the two gametes IA, small I. It is the female which produce the small IB and I. And when we will cross each other, the first gamete is IAIB, second gamete is IBI, third gamete is IAI, and fourth gamete is small I, small I. These are the four combinations or four alleles are produced. It is the genotype of their offsprings. What is this blood group will come? It is blood group AB will come. Here what blood group? It is B will come. Here what blood group? It is A will come. Here what blood group? It is O will come. Because you see, in this case, IA and IB both are there, and both are able to express their character. Because here what? IBI is there, but IB only express their character. There is no expression of the small I. But when they are in the homozygotic condition, they are become able to produce the character, that is blood group O. Because in this case both are dominant, that's why that is called codominance. When any parent, here one parent, in the F1 generation, this is the F1 generation, when they able to express both the characters which is present in their parents, then it is called the codominance. Why it is called codominance? Again you listen, IA able to express the character, and IB also express the character. Because both are able to express the character in the F1 generation, that's why that is called the codominance. Why it is called multiple allelism? Because it contains more than 2 alleles. That's why it is called the multiple allelism. And we having the four blood groups. Because if once again I am telling this, what is the difference between Ia small I? It is a blood group A only, no? Ia small I, it is a blood group A. IAI, it is also blood group A. It is in the homozygotic condition, it is in the heterozygotic condition, because both are different from each other. Here both are same from each other. Both are same, it is blood group A, it is also blood group A. But in the F1 generation, both the alleles able to express their character. That's why it is called the codominance. I hope you are very clear about this concept. Thank you for watching my video.